Hello everybody, my name is sloppyslime, and this clumsy video you're watching is here to start a kind of series where I would make a game in every single engine I can. This started with the game I'm presenting today, which was a school project I had to do, and finding it again on my hard drive gave me the idea to do this, so here it is. Name's ANTIVIRUS. It's a board game, and we had to make it using pygame of all engines. The game is basically just puzzles that you gotta do. You arrange the board with certain molecules and then try to get the virus out. That's it. I won't have a lot to say about this game since I finished it already, but I'll try to talk you through my thought process of how I designed it. So, let's get designing. This blank field here looks a lot like a grid, but it's irregular. You've got 4 dots here, 3 dots there, and it repeats. Well, I was thinking about it, and the logical solution to store information about each point is to make a big container with 7 smaller containers inside of it. But using a small container for each vertical row didn't look correct to me, so I was thinking, and I tilted my head, and wow, look at that, it's a perfect rhombus. What if I made my smaller containers from these rows so that movement would be mathematically easier? Because look, if I move it this way, I would just have to move the pieces inside of their own containers. And if I move it that way, I would just need to change one container and adjust their position accordingly. And that's it. Pretty much 60% of the game done here. I just need to code it now. While I'm over here coding it, let my ethereal self explain the concept of the series. As you probably remembered, I want to make a game in as many engines as possible. Now, I probably won't be able to do this alone, so any help is appreciated. But yeah, the idea is to see both how far we can take certain limited engines and, just make something fun for everyone. I got a whole list of engines and possible games that I would be doing on each one, but the order in which they will come will depend on the language that I need to make them. The next game I'm thinking about doing is going to be on the Godot engine. It's probably going to end up being some sort of like looter, dungeon crawler or something. I'm still working on the design. And now back to my real self for explanations on how antivirus works. Alright, to explain basically, I separated the pieces of this game into 2 different classes. One is the grid, which is what you saw right before with the containers. Inside of the containers will be numbers. Each number is the ID of each individual piece. A piece, which is the second big class, handles all the movement. They work by basically just telling the grid where they should be. You can see here that before doing any movement, we check if the movement even is possible. And if not, we try to see if the reason is because it's being blocked by another piece. And if that one can move, then we move it, then the one we wanted to move originally. This piece class is used to make every other piece. I just need to say that it takes up another couple of points on the grid and the movement will be correct. And now we've got a working game, but I can't see shit because I didn't make any rendering. Yeah, I'm a fucking psychopath. Dude, I coded this entire game without seeing anything. The base of the game was made without any visual cues, okay? I made that later. And even after that, I had just a function that read my grid and drew circles of different colors depending on which ID number it read. But as time went on, I believed this to be boring as fuck, so I drew some stuff, and instead of drawing a circle, I would make the program paste my drawing in the right spot. Now it looks kinda cool. I went with a style that reminded me of Newgrounds games. You're inside of someone's body getting the virus out, but it's not a very gross aesthetic. You keep it cartoonish while still, having that I'm gonna vomit idea. I also whipped up some quick menus to make the game a little better experience-wise. You can choose your difficulty now, even though only I think 2 of them have levels inside. Speaking of levels, I will make a tutorial on how to make one. I'd love for you all to try and make levels for the game. I'll be more than happy to add your levels if you send them to my Discord. In the meantime, I've got a lot of other stuff I'm working on, and whenever I get an epiphany about something that I want to put on this game, I'm just gonna do it and tell you all. Sadly, I didn't get the idea to devlog this game as development was going along, but I'm glad I found it, and I can use it as a trampoline for my other games. Expect my next game to be way better documented. Have fun, and see ya.